Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be attempting to recommend to you some new budget skincare and not just repeat the same stuff I always tell you is great. We're going to work in categories. I am going to repeat some things because I just feel like, what if you haven't seen the previous videos and these are still recommendations? But I have also tried some newer things over the past few months, specifically for this video. All the cleansers are going to be pretty basic. For me, a cleanser, unless it's like really bougie, a cleanser is a cleanser is a cleanser. But dependent on what I want it to cleanse, depends on what kind of texture I'm looking for. So if I want something a bit heavier, I've either got a cream, which is like this, Aldi hot cloth cleanser. You can also get one from Superdrug that's almost exactly the same. They're all dupes of the original hot cloth cleanser from Lizelle. Honestly, basically the same thing for me. I think if Lizelle is like, it's changed your life, it's done something absolutely amazing, certain ingredients that you can't live without, great. If it's just a basic cleanser for you and you just like the way your skin feels afterwards and you like that it's cleansed your face, this might be great for you, a lot cheaper. If you're looking for something balmy or something like a heavier type oil, but again, you want to save some money, coconut oil. Coconut oil is absolutely fantastic. Something to have in always. You can use it on your body, you can use it on your hair, you can use it to remove makeup, you can use it with sugar and create a scrub. Coconut oil. Again, being mindful that some people with sensitive skin can't use all things, but for the majority. I also want to talk about these Primark gel cleansers. This I've had a few bottles of over the years. It is their gentle face wash. Lightweight gel, helps to gently remove impurities and makeup. I personally wouldn't remove makeup with this. I don't like to put gel cleansers near my eyes, and I never feel like my face is totally clean. I like a hot cloth type thing, something where I put it all over my dry skin and massage it away with a flannel. That's what I want for makeup or SPF. This I would use as a second cleanse, which I don't do very often, or in the morning. And the newer product from Primark's range is PS Futures Bright Jelly Cleanser, which has got hyaluronic acid, watermelon and pineapple extracts for bright skin. This range smells amazing. This was sent to me. I think this has been sent to me in the past, but this I purchased. But they sent me some of their new range, and you're going to see that in this video. Ella and I are both fans of this, and Ella is acne prone, and she hasn't had a problem with this at all. It's not kind of like reacting with her skin or anything, but this just smells so good. Lastly, I wanted to include this, just for those of you who are into this kind of thing. It makes me nervous to use these products that don't need any kind of cleanser. So this is one of those. It's called a cookie from W7. I use this occasionally to apply toner, or on the other side it's dirty because I just took off some swatches. So let's use this clean side. I use this to occasionally apply toner or use like a glycolic toner on my body. I really like that for this. Really, really nice size for kind of like body application. But on my face, it does make me a little bit nervous because I just think it must be abrasive. There must be something going on there that it doesn't need a cleanser. So it just makes me nervous on my face. I did once have a really bad reaction and it kind of burned my entire face when I used one of this type of cloth. So I'm not just randomly nervous of it, but I did want to include it because it is really, really effective. And if I do remove makeup swatches or anything with it, it's so quick. And all you need is like a little bit of this cleanser on there, water, and it's completely gone. Totally fresh and new to use again. I only have one toner to show you, and again, it's from the Futures Bright range at Primark. Again, it smells amazing. It's got that kind of like, it is the watermelon smell. It's like Maybelline Water Shine. Most glycolic toners are much of a muchness for me, but as I've mentioned before, I like to put them, although this is in essence, this is just for demonstration purposes, I like to put them in one of these little spray bottles, and then I'll spritz it all over my face, or I'll spritz it all over my arms, my chest. I get Lee to do my back because it's not very flexible, and it works as a liquid exfoliant. So for me, I've always had an issue with like texture on my arms, and I used to have acne as a kid, only on my arms, my chest and my back, which is weird. But because of that, I've always been very, very mindful and trying to keep my skin as smooth as possible. And I've noticed more and more, especially on my chest, on my arms and my back, I don't really care. But on my chest, I've noticed that if I use physical exfoliants, anything that's like a little bit too abrasive, I actually get tiny little broken, is it capillaries? You know, like tiny little red marks, and they don't go away, and I think they're forever, and I'm fairly certain that's from scrubs. So I am a little more gentle, especially on my chest. I do all my facial skincare down my neck and onto my chest, and now backs of hands because I'm 35. But I really don't want to be using anything that is like manually harsh on the thin skin on my chest. And so particularly in those areas, I like to use this spritz spritz. Gets a little more interesting when we're talking about serums. So I have two specific ones that are just standalone serums. One is relatively expensive. This was sent to me beginning of the year, and I've used it all up now, and I would repurchase this, but I've actually started subscribing to Skin Me, which I'm going to talk about in a second. This is the Pure Retinol Night Serum from L'Oreal. This was the first retinol that I'd ever used, and I went through the whole peeling, the retinol uglies that people talk about. All around here was very, very flaky, but I did see a difference in the texture of my skin. I wish I'd taken some before and after pictures because it's so difficult to tell day to day. And it's around that time that I also was very, very diligently wearing SPF every single day as well. So that was kind of a tricky thing to what is making the biggest difference. But I really did like this. And it was like, I wonder if I have any more left that I can show you at all. Oh, ooh. This has just been in my drawer to talk about, so it looks a bit gunky now. Kind of like a milky type serum, not a clear as you might imagine, and felt quite hydrating on the skin, or at least on application it did. Like it had a slip to it, you know? Some things are difficult to apply, some things kind of have a bit of a texture to them and they make it so they don't glide on, which we're going to talk about as well. But that felt really, really nice. So I used to apply that specifically here and kind of, that was it. Just like this little area. I didn't apply it anywhere around here because I realized quite quickly that that was going to be very, very flaky. And then I started reading about applying retinol and where it was supposed to go. And you're supposed to avoid any area that's like creasy. So like around the eyes, this, here, around the mouth, that is where you will find that the most. That said, if you've got fine lines that you're trying to attack, prevent, whatever, reduce, you may want to kind of go around those areas. It's just, that's what I was doing. I was mostly using it for some fine lines here, but also for pigmentation because I'd read that retinol was good for that. And I was following where my pigmentation lives for that reason. Niacinamide. This is supposed to help with oil. Great. Texture. Great. Pigmentation is also supposed to help everything else lock in and help your skin kind of retain hydration, as I understand it. So I wanted to try some niacinamide. It was really weird because when Primark sent me a bunch of their skincare months and months ago now, niacinamide was on my list. I was about to purchase something with niacinamide in it, and they sent me this and I was like, that's crazy. So they do multiple different booster serums like this. This again feels really, really nice on the skin. It's got kind of that slip. It's very, very liquidy, almost like water, and it feels really nice to put on the skin. So again, it feels hydrating. It feels like it's doing something, whether it is or not. I haven't used it for enough time to tell you whether or not it's actually doing anything. Plus, I've then replaced it with the Skin Me, which we'll talk about next. But I wanted to include it because it felt really nice on the skin. I had no reaction to it whatsoever. That sounds like it did nothing, but it takes months and months and months of consistent use of these products to actually see a benefit. It would be easy for me to say, oh, and the next day it looked amazing. Sometimes you do see those benefits from products, and I'm realizing as I learn more about skincare that those aren't the benefits you think they are, because it takes months and months and months to see those benefits. And if something works overnight, it's probably something else that your skin is getting from it. Hydration can be seen very, very quickly, for example, but you can't see brighter skin overnight, not permanently brighter skin. If you use like an exfoliant, then you might think, wow, oh my God, my skin looks amazing. But then that is something that you become addicted to and you use that product again and again and again. And that's not great for your skin because you're just seeing that fresh new layer of skin, but that won't last. So instant results isn't necessarily what I'm looking for these days, painful as it is to admit. But I did want to include this because they have got lots of different serums now and the reviews are great. Speaking of great reviews, I did the Skin Me. My friend had tried this and she said it was fantastic. I had, read some reviews online. Everyone said really, really great. So I did the initial trial, which I'll leave you a link below, which is my personal affiliate link, which is, I think it works out as like $3.99 or something for your first month of the product. So that's what I did. I did the $3.99 month, and initially I was disappointed. I was disappointed by two things. This is going to seem crazy, but I was disappointed by the lid. So I've just received my new one, and this is what it's like. The first one I got, I know it sounds mad, but that was enough for me to think I might not get another one of these. Because it didn't it didn't close. Basically, it meant that I couldn't take it anywhere. I had to stay on my nightstand like that. I couldn't put it in a drawer. I couldn't put it in a bag. If we went somewhere, I had to make sure that it was, I mean, it's not going to leak, but I don't want it just like out. Packaging is important. So I'm really happy now I've got my second one to see that that was just like a one-off flaw. And if that happened again, I would be tempted to complain. So how it works is they send you a month's worth of product and you twist it. Oh, I get a lot more product out of this. You twist this until it clicks. There you go. So that is actually an evening's worth of product that I've just smeared all over the place. So then you would get that off, put it on your face, yada yada. You're always giving yourself the same dose every single day. And then when it comes to its end, they've already sent you your next month's batch. When you sign up to the service originally, you do this whole long thing of like, this is like a big survey of everything that you want from your skincare. You send them pictures of your face. Somebody looks at the pictures, somebody looks at your survey, and they prescribe you what they think you need for your skin issues. Now, I was prescribed, in fact, let me tell you the original one. I was prescribed tretinoin, is that right? Tretinoin, 0.006%, niacinamide, 4%, azelaic acid, 4%. I was talking to my nail tech when I had my nails done last, maybe the time before, and I was saying, I've just bought this thing, I'm quite excited about it. It's supposed to be great for pigmentation, yada yada. So they sent me my prescription. This is what we're going to send out to you. And I was talking to her about it and I said, oh, well, let me know when you've done it. Send me your prescription. We had completely different skin issues that we wanted to tackle, and they were exactly the same prescription. Now, these ingredients do work on different things. Like I said about the niacinamide, so many different things that you might want. Someone who has dry skin might still want it because it's hydrating. Someone who has oily skin might want it because it's oil controlling. There are some contradictions in skincare anyway, but it did just kind of make me think, how many people just have exactly the same? Like, this feels like a personalized skincare thing, but is it though? Full price, it's £20 a month. I'm gonna do it for a few months because my friend insists that it's really changed her skin. I think it was the tretinoin. I really hope I'm saying that word correctly, which is not that simple to just get. I tried to get a Dermatica subscription. Again, am I remembering that right? And there was a wait list and I just never, it was forever and ever and ever, and I was like, oh, I don't even care anymore. So that's the main reason that I'm going to persevere with this, because I want to see what that does in terms of my pigmentation, like what that actually does for me. And I sent them before pictures, so I'm going to be able to see how it looks down the line. Another thing that appealed to me that I was kind of waiting to see is my second dose, my second month's one. That's increased a little bit. So it was 0.006% last month and it's 0.009% this month. Niacinamide and azelaic still 4%, but they are increasing the dosage of that. And so maybe there's something to it and it will be beneficial to continue, because hopefully they will continue to increase that and I will see improvement. I'll keep you posted, but I wanted to mention that because that is all I'm using right now. I'm just cleansing, using this and moisturizing. And so I can't in good conscience tell you, oh, I'm using all of these things. I have used these things and I recommend them, but currently I'm just using the Skin and Me because I want to see whether or not it works, and you have to be consistent. An SPF I want to talk about is not technically an SPF. And when I talked about this before, someone did point out that an SPF in moisturizer is much like an SPF in foundation, in that it's kind of going to be diluted. It's never going to be 100% what it's supposed to be. So that's frustrating because I love this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, because even if you layered this on top of another SPF, or even if you put this on multiple times throughout the day, which I think would work better, if you were to apply this like 4 times a day, maybe it would have the same impact. But I really, really like the texture of it, and it's the Revitalift filler, which has got hyaluronic acid and SPF 50. They do the original as well, but I just like the texture of this one more than the original. I don't know what's different, truthfully. It's that time of day where we have to get away from the window because it's too bright. It's got kind of a peachy tint to it as well. I don't know, it's really nice. Smells nice, it's kind of like a fresh. I've really, really enjoyed this, and it's frustrating that it's not a full fat SPF because I really, really like the texture of it and how it feels on my skin. And I'm gonna keep using it because I like it. Lastly, I have a few treatments, let's call them. They're not really treatments, but first, I have to mention it. I know, I'm like, you've heard, but I've got to tell you again in case you haven't. Clean and Clear Dual Action Moisturiser, world's greatest spot cream. Nobody talks about this. Don't use it as a moisturiser, use it as a spot cream, dollop it on. It's got salicylic acid in it. If that's your jam, you will love this. I've been using this 20 years? Easily 20 years. And this is always how I've used it. If you've got a spot coming, I will, or if I've got a spot coming, I'll take a really big amount and just dollop it on wherever the spot is. It's not that great if you're going to go to bed wearing it because it's going to smear all over your face. Also, it's got like, get it in your eyes, it's going to sting. Get it in your mouth, it's not going to taste very nice. It's like a tingle to it. It's not great. When you get it in your mouth, it's a tingle, not on your face. But there's definitely something active in there that's almost like makes your tongue numb. But if you wear this in the house, preferably when you're alone, if you get up in the morning, put it on your face, leave it all day, by the end of the evening when you wipe it away, the spot will be diminished, but it won't be all like crusty and dry. It's going to dry out your skin a tiny amount, but not massively at all because it's still technically supposed to be a moisturiser. It's magic. Speaking of avoiding spots, if you are a facial hair remover, whether that be a lot of plucking, shaving, epilating, waxing, whatever you do and whyever you do it, I have spoken a decent amount about liking the Skin Doctor, is it called Hair Minimizer, Hair No More? Did I bring it in? I didn't. It's like a spray, really like it. It's like an antiseptic. It's supposed to minimise hair. I don't believe for a second that it actually minimises hair growth. I don't think that's a thing that you can do with a liquid that you spray in your face. But it really does help me not get breakouts. Another thing that does that's a lot cheaper is Bepanthen. So the other day I epilated. I like to leave it a week. Currently I'm going through, I don't know if it's a hormonal change or what, but I had so much hair. So I will have quite a lot, like an inch long, black hairs under here by the end of the week. And if I do it all the time, it's difficult because I have to make sure I'm not using any skincare that I have active, even moisturiser, even basic moisturisers. It's not great to get into the hair follicles. It's going to cause some kind of issue. So because I'm obviously wanting to use skincare all of the time, I like to save this for once a week now. And I'll do it on a Saturday morning, maybe. Because again, I like to do my evening skincare. So on a Saturday morning, I'll epilate, shave, pluck, do whatever it is I'm going to do that week to get rid of that hair. And then I will spritz with the Skin Doctor stuff, or I use Bepanthen. And I just put on a thin layer. It's like, I got like a shiny goatee. It's really attractive. So I'll epilate all of here. World's most painful place to epilate. So maybe I'll epilate and I'll pluck a little bit here. Epilate all the way down here. And then I do a thin layer of Bepanthen all around there. By the time it's time to go to bed, this is obviously a Saturday when we're not doing anything because that's what we do now. By the time we go to bed, I can wash that off and do my skincare as normal, and it's all fine because it's had enough time to just like settle. But I couldn't put makeup on straight away afterwards. I couldn't do any skincare afterwards. If I did, I would break out horribly. So I just wanted to put it out there for those of you with the same kind of problems. It doesn't have to be an expensive solution. This works too. And lastly, this, which I've used this for ages, and I don't know why I haven't thought to talk about it. It's called Silver Foil Pack, and the brand is Apieu. Every time I say this, I think it sounds ridiculous, and it's probably something completely different. But it's A''P-I-E-U. It's a peel-off mask, and it says, provides radiance and elasticity to your skin. Elasticity. We're English. It's basically exactly the same thing as the Glam Glow Gravity Mud, which is one of my all-time favourite face masks. I really do think that it is effective. It's expensive. It's like £40. This is less than 10. It's pretty much the exact same thing. Lee and I both really like those masks. It's nice and it's satisfying to peel it all off. It also makes it really looks like you look younger, you're firmer, as we discussed earlier. These are very temporary results. This is an instant thing, and so it's not probably actually doing anything. Like, isn't it nice to peel off a mask and be like, ooh, 16 again? And if you like the Gravity Mud from Glam Glow, I think you're gonna love this. That's everything I wanted to talk about. I know I haven't hit all of the spots, but I didn't want to keep repeating myself. You've heard me talk about this before. I've got other videos that I'll link below on budget skincare. My opinion changes from time to time, but the majority of products I'm still like, yes, I still like those things. They are basic often. I'm looking for things that have active ingredients that are in toners and serums. Moisturisers can be basic, cleansers can be basic. I'm not even that bothered about eye cream now. I'm starting to think that eye cream is actually giving me bugs. I think it's too heavy and it's like giving me, I don't like it. I'm starting to get like something here. Don't like it, but it's my face and I love my face. And we're going to put off doing anything to my face for as long as possible. And that's why we love skincare. So if you've got any questions about anything that you think I can answer, we'll see about that. Let me know, leave me a comment. And if you've got any particular products or any particular category you'd like me to cover this Budget Beauty month, also let me know. Don't forget to check out my vlog channel, subscribe here. I'm all over the internet, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!